I have an Anna on Zoom. What case are you for, Anna? You are muted.
It's the CF 24
Okay, is
something.
it with Christopher Stewart?
Yes.
Okay, then we'll be with you in a little bit. That doesn't start until 1:45, okay?
Okay.
A young mother stands in court, admitting to a mistake that could cost her everything. But behind the charge is a bigger fight, rebuilding her life and staying in her child's life. Today, the judge must decide whether she deserves punishment or a second chance.
Ms. Vanderbeek?
Thank you, Your Honor.
We will go on the record in the matter 25 CM 164, State of Wisconsin versus Sabrina. Sorry. There's somebody who is on that name. Savannah, I know your name.
Yeah.
Savannah Vanderbeek. Ms. Vanderbeek appears in person with her counsel, Amber Sherwood. We're set here today for a plea and sentencing hearing. Ms. Sherwood, is this matter proceeding as such?
No, it's not, Your Honor. Ms. Vanderbeek could not get the funds that was required to prepay at this time. We're asking for a status conference so we can discuss when she may be able to get those funds and a potential other offer from the state.
What is the offer that, because there was an agreement, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
The agreement.
Yes, it is for, I apologize. It is for Ms. Vanderbeek to prepay restitution, and it would be for costs on the use and possessing of a masking agent, dismiss and read in the drug paraphernalia.
And what is the restitution amount?
There is no restitution. The 443 amounts to costs of the case.
Okay,
I apologize.
and so it would be possession of the masking agent. It's been a couple times now that we've had to reschedule because she is unable to get the funds, and that's understandable knowing her situation. I'm prepared to move forward and enter a plea here today and then just have her do a payment plan because the prepayment was the court's requirement, not the state's.
Okay.
So Ms. Vanderbeek, is that what you wish to do here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and are you seeking work?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
You look like you're doing very well.
I'm trying. I'm definitely trying to stay focused and keep my mind on my son and just bettering myself. I'm trying to get a car first and then a place. So one thing at a time. Baby steps are still steps.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Vanderbeek, you are entering a plea to count one, use or possess with intent to use a masking agent. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
I am 25.
Can you read, write, and do you understand the English language?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any drugs, alcohol, or medications in the last 24 hours?
No, Your Honor.
Any mental illnesses or disorders?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Now, did your attorney go over with you previously what the state would have to prove as to that possession with intent and the maximum possible penalties?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you would have the right to a trial? You'd have the right to have your attorney cross-examine the state's witnesses or call witnesses to testify for you. You would also have the right to testify on your own behalf or remain silent and not have your silence used against you. You would also have the right to have a jury trial in which 12 of your peers would need to reach a unanimous decision as to a guilty verdict or find you not guilty. And you would also have the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand all of those rights you're giving up?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if you're not a citizen of the United States, your plea could result in your deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand here the state would have to prove on or around August 20th, 2025 in Burnett County, Wisconsin, you possessed with the primary intent to use a masking agent, a substance or device intended to use to defraud, circumvent, interfere with, or provide a substitute for a bodily fluid in conjunction with a lawfully administered drug test. Do you understand what the state would have to prove?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the maximum possible penalty could be a fine of up to $500 or imprisonment of up to 30 days or both?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you also understand that there is an agreement for costs only, but I'm not bound to follow that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I could sentence you to the maximum penalty if I thought it was warranted. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty today because you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you admitting here today that you in fact did possess with intent to use a masking agent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Sherwood, made the court use the probable cause section of the criminal complaint along with the statements made by your client to find a factual basis?
You may, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any threats or any promises to you, Ms. Vanderbeek, for you to plead guilty to this offense?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing so freely and intelligently and voluntarily, knowing and understanding what you're doing here today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's services?
Very much so.
Any questions for the court or your attorney before I proceed?
No, Your Honor.
As to count one, use or possess with intent to use a masking agent, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
The court will find your plea of guilt is done knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. I'm going to find you understand your constitutional rights and what it means to waive and give up those rights. I'm going to find a factual basis to accept your plea of guilt. Based on that, I will find you guilty of count one. Count two will be dismissed and read in for purposes of sentencing. A judgment of conviction will be entered today. Argument and sentencing recommendation, Mr. Schmidt.
I think the fine's appropriate. Normally when we see this offense, it's people trying to do false urine for probation to hide drug use because that could lead to going to jail or prison, depending on what your supervision for. This was false urine for the purpose of faking a drug test for a CHIPS case. That CHIPS case is going now. Hopefully she can turn things around and do better on that, because that would be the way to get things back and going with her son. I'd strongly suggest after today, she stop by DHS and reestablish contact with them. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Sherwood?
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking for you to only impose fines at this time. She is on supervision with the CHIPS case already and has a quite abundant reason to try to maintain her sobriety with her son, as well as the rest of this cost, which would be $343 yet to be paid, is quite a financial burden for Ms. Vanderbeek, Your Honor. And at this time, we're asking that you impose just costs. We also do have her mother in the court here to help support her, and she will be here to help support her through this as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Vanderbeek, anything you want me to know about this matter, about you, about how you're doing, anything?
Basically, so not that long ago, I think it was like a week ago.
You can't. Well,
It was like a week ago, a week and a half ago. I was actually really, really sick, to the point where my mom was in bed and my mom was making me chicken noodle soup. So I was basically bedridden, and it sucked because I was actually able to spend time with my son, and I wasn't
slow
able
down
to.
just a little bit and talk a little bit slower.
I wasn't able to spend time with my son due to my being ill, and it was honestly quite treacherous with a fever and everything like that. That's pretty much why I have not had a jump start on this. Also, basically, just regular life is, I don't know, applying for jobs, waiting for interviews, going to interviews, waiting to hear back, and then trying to get a car in the middle of the works, also not having a job. So.
And I understand and I hear all of that, and I do appreciate that. And this isn't the most serious crime. I know your history, well, as much history as I have in that other case, and I'm not going to recite it here on the record. I have to look at protecting the community, and here it's not a community harm that was done. It's more of a harm for you, a harm for your son, a harm for trying to get that matter resolved in a quicker fashion. So what I'm going to do in hearing everything that you're doing to try and get a job and to maintain your sobriety and to do all of those things, I'm going to give you a little bit of a break, okay? Because I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed in life. I want you to succeed as a mother. I want you to succeed as a community member and to do all of those things. So what I'm willing to do is I'm only going to assess $300. You have $100 paid down. You will owe $200. I'm going to waive $143. Okay? Because, well, actually, if it would be $500, it would be more than that. But I'm going to waive the rest. So then you would have $200 to pay. And what I'm also willing to do is you can make payments on 100 of that. Well, you can make payments of $25 per month, but you must make $25 per month in your payments. Or a warrant will be entered against you. You could sit up to 6 months in jail, and a civil judgment will be entered against you as well. So, but what I'm willing to do with the other 100 that you would owe is if you were to do 5 hours of community service with a nonprofit, a church, a food bank, a food shelf, a thrift store, because they all work with, they take in people that would like to give back and work and do community service or just do it for free. Anything like that for 5 hours, I will waive that other $100, okay? So then you will only owe $100 at $25 a month. But if you're going to do the community service, you should get right on that and get that knocked out. You can do it all in one day, okay? You could go to, like I said, a food shelf or go to some other place near, go stay with your mom and go work at a place for a day, or try and find something around here, but do it as quickly as you can. All I need from you for those 5 hours would be, it would need to be on whatever nonprofit's letterhead, and it would need to say Savannah Vanderbeek worked on this date, this time, for this many hours doing this thing, okay, and signed by the person who is going to oversee that, okay? And then get that to the court, and then I'll waive that other 100, and you'll only owe 100.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
The court gave her something rare, a second chance. Now the responsibility is hers to prove she deserves it. Because in the end, redemption isn't given, it's earned. Balance scale.